Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Brandon, and welcome back to episode 5 of the Giants Connected Franchise Mode, where we're finally above 500 on the season and looking to stay that way this week against Dark Knight Damo and the Eagles. This is a game we definitely don't want to lose, because then we might fall to the bottom of the NFC East. We already played and beat Dark Knight Damo earlier in the year, but this game's going to be in Philadelphia. Should be a good one, so let's go ahead and get right into it. We started out passing on offense, and right from the first snap, Saquon Barkley was determined to make his presence felt with a great catch and run out of the backfield, and then on 3rd and 3 did the exact same thing to pick up a big first down for us. Then on 1st and 10, Jacoby Brissett was able to find Mike Gesicki over the middle to get us across midfield, and then we went to the run game as Saquon pushed the ball forward for us. On 1st and 10, Dark Knight Damo was able to get a quick user sack with TJ Edwards and Fletcher Cox, and then on 3rd and 2 made a great user tackle to force 4th down, and we would take our 3 with the field goal. Now on defense, the Eagles decided to come out throwing as Jalen Hurts found Devontae Smith wide open over the middle on one play, and then outside on the next to pick up 2 quick first downs. Then getting into the second, he looked down the sideline and found A.J. Brown, who got into the end zone, and just like that, the Eagles were up 7-3. We came back out on offense, not looking to waste any time getting down the field, with a quick pass to Saquon, and then looking deep down the field for DJ Chark Jr., but it was instead picked off by Marcus Epps, who did a great job stepping in front of it and got all the way down to the 11. Fortunately for us, Kayvon Thibodeau was able to get a massive sack on first down, and after forcing a couple of incompletions, the Eagles decided to take their 3. With time winding down in the first half, we obviously would have loved to get some points here, and it started off great as Saquon took this dump-off pass and was able to get us inside the 35-yard line. When we look back to him on the next play though, Marcus Epps instead stepped in front of it again for another interception, and this time would go all the way back, flipping into the end zone, and the Eagles had a 2-possession lead with just 1:21 left in the first half. When we stepped back out on the Lincoln Financial Field, that crowd was rocking, but we did our best to make sure it didn't stay that way for too long, as we found Mike Gesicki quick for some good yards, and then went hurry up in no huddle as Jacoby Brissett lobbed a beautiful pass over Tremaine Edmonds to Mecole Hardman, who was able to get out of bounds just outside of the red zone. Then just 2 plays later, Jacoby Brissett found Mike Gesicki down the middle for the touchdown, and despite a long field goal attempt by Jake Elliott, it remained a 1-possession game at halftime. We started the second half on defense, where Jalen Hurts came out throwing into double coverage, and I was able to go up and get the user interception with Julian Love, and it was quickly our football. On offense, we came out with some short passes to Mike Gesicki, and he was able to move the football for us. Then, of course, we found Saquon out of the backfield, who was able to make his man miss and get us to 1st and goal. Then 2 plays later, we found Mike Gesicki for the short touchdown grab, and just like that, this ball game was tied up at 17. The Eagles wanted to retake the lead, but Jalen Hurts couldn't get rid of this one in time, and A.J. Brown had this one knocked away over the middle. Then on 3rd and 18, Hurts was looking for Devontae Smith, but instead found Desmond King II, and we were in the driver's seat. Brissett then tried to find Gesicki short, but it ended up with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson as we gave the football right back to the Eagles. Fortunately, we were able to get them to a quick 3rd and 6 where I stopped them with Azeez Ojulari, but instead of punting, they decided to go for it on 4th down as Jalen Hurts found A.J. Brown open down the sideline, and he would go all the way into the end zone untouched as the Eagles would retake a 7-point lead. When Brissett came back out, he was ready to make some plays, finding Mecole Hardman with this dot, and then deciding to keep it on the read option and using his legs to pick up a first. He then decided to leave the running to Saquon, and that turned out to be a pretty good idea as Saquon broke free and went all the way into the end zone on a 50-yard touchdown run to tie this game back up. When the Eagles came back out to try and once again retake the lead, Jalen Hurts took the snap and threw that one over the middle into double coverage, and it was picked off by Desmond King II for the second time today, and Dark Knight Damo actually pulled his players away and let me walk into the end zone, and I happily took the 7 points. Jalen Hurts came back out looking for redemption, and it didn't take him long as he found A.J. Brown down the sideline and then Juju Smith-Schuster over the middle as TikTok Boy broke away from everyone, ran to the corner of the end zone, and jumped in to celebrate. And
that's suspicious. That's weird.
Because last time I checked, we still have the best running back in football as Saquon Barkley put his foot in the ground, changed direction, and went all the way home for the 75-yard touchdown with just 1 second left before the 2-minute warning, so his showboating definitely didn't last long. When the Eagles came out for their 2-minute drill, it started off well as Jalen Hurts was able to find Devontae Smith outside for a couple of quick passes to get the ball rolling, and then Juju Smith-Schuster struck again over the middle to get them inside the red zone and make it 1st and goal, where we dialed up a blitz as Desmond King II was able to get home for the sack. And on 2nd and goal, Jalen Hurts took the snap, lobbed that one into the end zone, and it was picked off by Xavier McKinney, who ran it out to just past the 15, where we would run the clock out and win the football game, with a final score being 38-31, the New York Giants beating Dark Knight Damo and the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, want to give a huge shout out to Dark Knight Damo for being my opponent and playing me in this one. Glad it was a closer game than our first matchup, and you definitely had my heart pumping throughout all of this one. But Saquon Barkley's 2 long touchdowns were just too much for the Eagles as we moved to 6-4 on the season. Next up was our game against the Seattle Seahawks, which was supposed to be a user game, but unfortunately the user controlling the Seahawks dropped out of the league, so we just had to go up against the CPU. We started out on defense, and Bryce Young was able to find DK Metcalf over the middle for a nice 1st down to start, but on 3rd and 7, Kayvon Thibodeau was able to get off the edge and bring him down for a sack to force the punt. On offense, our plan was the same as it always is, especially for these CPU games, which was just to hand the ball off to Saquon and watch him run. Mecole Hardman had a nice catch and run here, which was able to get us inside the red zone, set up Saquon for a 5-yard touchdown run where he punched it in and put us up 7-0 to start. With less than 2 minutes to go in the first half, the Seahawks came out looking to move the ball downfield quickly, and that's exactly what they did with a pretty quick and concise passing game that quickly got them onto our side of the field and brought them to 1st and goal, and before I knew it, Kenneth Walker made an 8-yard touchdown grab to tie the game up at 7 going into halftime. When we came back out for the second half, our plan on offense was the exact same as it was in the first half, as we gave the ball to Saquon and watched him dominate both on the ground as well as through the air, as he made a nice catch here to set himself up for another touchdown run as we regained the lead. After we missed our PAT attempt, the Seahawks' next drive didn't go so great, as it was quickly 3rd down and Kayshon Boutte couldn't keep his feet in bounds here as the Seahawks were forced to punt. When we got the ball back, it was time for some insurance points, and of course, we did what had been working all game long and kept giving the ball to Saquon, where on 3rd and 1, he took this handoff outside, followed some good blocks, made a man miss, and was able to get all the way down to the 4-yard line, where just 3 plays later, he would take it into the end zone to give us a 2-possession lead. We were able to convert for 2, and on 4th and 5, we're looking to close out the game, but Young was able to find Noah Fant, who kept the game alive, and on 3rd and 10, went down the middle to Kayshon Boutte, who made a nice leaping grab to pick up the 1st, and on 1st and goal, found Noah Fant in the back corner of the end zone to make it just a 1-score game. So it all came down to this onside kick for the Seahawks, which rolled simply to Dane Belton, who was able to fall on it, and after running out the clock, that was your ball game. The Giants beat the Seahawks by a final score of 21-14, thanks to another monster day by Saquon, who had 3 rushing touchdowns and 160 yards on the ground, as the Giants improved to 7-4 on their season. That's all I have for you guys in this episode, and I will see you next time.